often unforgettable, was about to happen. It started with a man named Dr. Aaron Miles. He was a calm, quiet scientist sent to help the Trakari Empire, a group of tall blue aliens who loved to test the limits of science. The Trakari were trying to stop a dying star from exploding. Their ships and machines were advanced, but the problem was too dangerous even for them. When humans joined the Galactic Council, Aaron was invited to work with them. The aliens thought he would just follow instructions, but he had other plans. On the day of the test, the control room was full of flashing lights and worried faces. The star outside their window burned too bright, too fast. Sarath, the lead Trakari engineer, looked at Aaron and said, "Human, this energy field might break apart the whole star. We should stop before it's too late." Aaron just smiled a little and said, "What's the worst that could happen?" The aliens froze. They thought he was serious, as if he didn't care about danger. They didn't understand it was a human way of saying, "Let's take a chance." When they ran the test, everything went wrong. The star shook. The containment field began to break apart. The Trakari shouted for evacuation, but before anyone could leave, Aaron stayed behind. He worked fast, rerouting the power manually, sweat dripping down his face while alarms screamed all around him. Then, slowly, the light faded. The star calmed. The room stopped shaking. When Sarath and the others returned, they found Aaron standing alone in the smoke, his suit half burned, still breathing. He looked at them and said in his tired voice, "Maybe next time let's use 2 backup systems." The aliens didn't know whether to thank him or fear him. He had saved the star, but his method made no sense to them. From that day, the Trakari learned something strange about humans. They didn't see danger the way others did. Where others saw disaster, humans saw opportunity. News spread across the galaxy. Other species began talking about humans with a mix of curiosity and fear. They started calling them chaos workers or the people who laugh at fire. A few years later, another story appeared. This one happened on a frozen moon called Ral 7, where a team of Valeri scientists and humans worked together to create breathable air. The Valeri were a careful species. They liked everything planned for years before trying it. Their leader, Esha, told the human commander, "Captain Grant, you must wait at least 10 years. The ice storms will destroy your progress." But Captain Leah Grant just smiled and said, "We can do it in 3. What's the worst that could happen?" Esha didn't know whether to argue or watch. The humans built their machines fast and fearless. 3 weeks later, the frozen moon turned green. Clouds formed. Winds changed. Oxygen filled the air. It worked, but there was also a giant storm that circled the planet forever, made by accident. When the Valeri asked how the humans did it, Leah said, "We tried everything that shouldn't work until something did." After that, no Valeri ever used the phrase again. To them, it wasn't a question anymore. It was a sign that something unpredictable was about to happen. Then came another story. Far away near a black hole called Morn's Edge, a huge alien ship, full of Kithari people, got caught in the pull of the black hole. No one could help them. Their engines were gone, and any rescue ship that tried would be destroyed. Everyone thought it was hopeless until a small human cargo pilot arrived. His name was Eli Dunn. His ship was old and rusty, but his voice was calm. The Kithari leader warned him, "You will die if you go near the singularity." Eli only said, "Maybe, but what's the worst that could happen?" Before anyone could stop him, he flew straight toward the black hole. The pull of gravity tore at his ship, but he didn't stop. He used the spin of the black hole like a sling, attached a cable to the alien arc, and pulled it free. His ship came out smoking and half broken, but the Kithari were safe. When they met him afterward, they couldn't believe he was alive. He just smiled and said, "It wasn't that bad once I got used to it." Stories like his spread across the galaxy. Some aliens thought humans were fearless. Others thought they were foolish. But everyone agreed. They did the impossible again and again, even when logic said it couldn't be done. Then came Maya Bennett, a young human technician working on the icy planet of Vorel. Under the ice, her team found a strange alien artifact glowing faintly. Every alien scientist refused to touch it. They believed it was a weapon or a curse from an ancient civilization. Maya studied it for hours. Finally, she said, "Maybe if we power it up, we can understand it." Her alien supervisor shouted, "No, it could destroy everything." Maya smiled softly. "Then we'll know not to try that again." She pressed the control. The artifact lit up. Instead of exploding, it opened slowly. releasing thousands of small lights that floated into the air. The entire sky above Vorel filled with shimmering orbs that spread warmth across the frozen world. For the first time in centuries, the planet breathed again. The aliens stood in awe. Some said it was magic. Others said it was madness. But Maya only said, "Sometimes you have to trust your hands and not your fear." From then on, even the bravest aliens stopped joking with that human phrase, because they realized every time a human said it, something incredible, good or bad, was about to happen. But the most unbelievable event came years later, when humans tested something new, faster than light travel through folded space. Dozens of alien scientists had tried and failed. Folded space wasn't like normal space. It erased ships from existence. Commander Noah Hayes led the human project called Venture 1. When alien engineers warned him it was suicide, he just smiled that familiar human smile. "We've been told that before," he said. "What's the worst that could happen?" They launched. The ship entered folded space, and then it vanished. Not destroyed, just gone. No trace, no signal, no answer. For months, the galaxy mourned them. Even the alien leaders who once doubted humans sent messages of sorrow. It seemed that this time the phrase had gone too far, but 1 year later, every signal receiver in the galaxy lit up at once. It was a human transmission. Commander Hayes' voice came through clearly. "We made it," he said. No one could believe it. The transmission didn't come from any known star system. It came from another universe, one that looked like their own but mirrored. Their humanity had already expanded across countless worlds. They had built cities in light and walked on planets unknown to anyone else. The aliens listened in stunned silence. Humanity had done it again. They had crossed not just space, but reality itself. That was the moment everyone stopped asking the question. No alien dared to repeat it, not even in laughter, because they understood now it wasn't just a phrase. It was a warning, whispered before humanity changed the universe once more. No one had imagined that humans could survive folded space, let alone thrive on the other side. The first to greet them was a council of the oldest alien leaders. The Trakari, the Valari, the Kithari, and even Isha herself from RAL 7 all stood together. They had been afraid of the humans, but now they were curious. "How did you do it?" asked Sarath, still shaking from awe. Noah smiled calmly. "We trusted what we knew, and we did not stop believing it could work." The aliens stared at him. They had studied every human story, every accident and triumph, but nothing prepared them for this. Humans did not just survive folded space. They had learned from it, and somehow they had grown stronger. It was then that the real surprises began. From the Venture 1, the humans carried devices unlike anything the aliens had seen. They were small, glowing machines that could bend light, manipulate energy, and even stabilize unstable planets. Each device seemed harmless, but the aliens could feel the power humming within. Captain Leah Grant was next. She had worked with humans for many years and was famous for solving impossible problems. She stepped forward and said, "We thought folded space was a risk. We thought we might not return, but now we see new ways to help the galaxy." She held up a small orb. It was from the planet Vorel, the artifact that had once glowed and restored the planet's atmosphere. The aliens looked at it carefully. "You're carrying what?" asked Esha, her voice full of fear and wonder. "Lessons," Leah said. "Not just machines. Lessons. How to take risks, how to try even when others say it cannot be done, and how to trust ourselves." No one spoke for a long time. For decades, aliens had believed that caution was the greatest virtue. They built enormous safety systems, followed strict rules, and avoided anything unpredictable. Humans ignored those rules. They laughed at danger and faced it directly. And somehow, their success made the aliens question everything. The first demonstration came when the humans visited RAL 7 again. The planet still had the storm that had formed when they first terraformed it. This storm had grown larger over the year, covering half the planet, and no alien technology could control it. Leah walked out to the edge of the storm with the glowing orb. She held it high and whispered, "Watch." Slowly, the storm began to shift. Lightning dimmed, wind calmed, and rain fell gently over the frozen plains. Within hours, RAL 7 was breathing normally. The Valari could not believe their eyes. How is this possible?" Esha asked, trembling. Noah stepped forward. "It is not just technology," he said. "It is understanding. Sometimes to fix the impossible, you must take what others fear and use it carefully. That is why humans survive where others fail. The word spread quickly. Across star systems, humans had returned from a universe that no one else had survived. They were not just explorers. They were teachers of courage, problem-solving, and hope. Every alien who had once laughed at the phrase, "What's the worst that could happen?" now avoided it. They did not need to speak it aloud. They had learned. Humans changed the rules of the galaxy just by existing, but not all lessons were simple. The humans faced new problems that tested the patience of even the bravest aliens. A neighboring star system was dying. Its sun was unstable, ready to explode. Every alien fleet that approached it failed. The humans were asked to try. When Noah and his team examined the star, he said, "We might lose a ship or two, but we can save it if we work carefully." The aliens murmured nervously. They remembered every story of humans in danger. But this time it was not the humans who feared. It was everyone else. Captain Leah Grant led the effort. The humans placed energy stabilizers around the sun, adjusting them in ways the aliens could not predict. The sun pulsed and flared, but it did not explode. Slowly, its energy balanced. The star, once dying, now glowed steadily, sending warmth to all surrounding planets. The alien council stared in silence. They realized that humans did not need luck. They used intelligence, bravery, and experience in ways the aliens had never imagined. Over the months, humans continued to do what no one else dared. They repaired ancient ships drifting in dangerous space, restored failing ecosystems, and even created energy shields around unstable planets. Every time they spoke, aliens listened closely. And every time they said the old human words, the phrase was remembered silently in everyone's mind, never repeated aloud. Then came the greatest proof. The humans opened communication with the mirror universe they had discovered. They invited alien observers to see a galaxy parallel to their own. There they showed thriving human colonies, planets alive with energy, and civilizations built without fear. The aliens could hardly believe it. Humans had survived not just danger. They had learned from it and expanded, turning every obstacle into a new opportunity. It was clear now why aliens stopped asking humans the question. It was not because humans were reckless. It was because humans were unpredictable in the best way. Every risk they took became a lesson for the galaxy. Every challenge they faced changed the rules of science, engineering, and life itself. No alien dared to ask, even as a joke, "What's the worst that could happen?" The phrase had become sacred in a way. It reminded everyone that humans were unlike any other species, fearless, clever, and determined. They embraced chaos without being destroyed, faced impossibilities without hesitation, and returned stronger each time. Over the years, humans became heroes, teachers, and legends across the galaxy. Children on alien worlds drew their pictures in classrooms. Scholars wrote stories about them. Even the oldest, wisest aliens watched them closely, learning new ways to think and act. And whenever a new danger appeared, the aliens turned to the humans. No one ever asked the forbidden question aloud. They didn't need to. They had learned that humans answered it in their own way, by trying, learning, and surviving against all odds. In the end, the galaxy changed because of humans. They reminded everyone that fear could be overcome, that curiosity could be powerful, and that courage could teach more than caution ever could. The aliens never forgot the lesson. Every time they saw humans smile at danger, they remembered the words that would never be repeated aloud again. Humans had become the proof that hope and bravery could shape the universe. And the phrase, once said lightly, became a quiet warning in the hearts of all alien civilizations. Humans face the worst, survive, and turn it into the best. From that day on, whenever an alien watched a human work, they simply stepped back and waited, because they knew without question that whatever the human tried, it would be extraordinary. And that was a truth more powerful than any warning. The galaxy had learned its lesson. Humans are not reckless. They are unstoppable.